Hey everyone, today I want to take you on a journey to a magical, mystical, and downright bizarre place that might just be the weirdest spot on planet Earth, Byron Bay. Now, if you've never heard of it, Byron Bay is a small coastal town in Australia. It's famous for its beaches, relaxed vibes, and being a hotspot for all things alternative. But let me tell you, it's also a magnet for some of the weirdest, most jaw-dropping stories you'll ever hear. So buckle up because we are diving headfirst into the land of UFO sightings, Asex Shamans. Don't want the video taken down, so can't say the S word, but you know what I mean. Crystal charging, and so much more. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about UFOs. Yeah, you heard that right. Byron Bay is apparently a favourite hangout for aliens. A local woman, Angeli Grace, swears she saw a UFO hovering over a place called Crystal Castle. Now, Crystal Castle is this magical spot filled with massive crystals and all sorts of spiritual stuff, but apparently it's also an alien Airbnb. Angeli described the UFOs as a glowing hovering objects that were definitely not drones or planes. She's convinced they were visitors from another galaxy just checking out the vibe, and honestly, can you blame them? If I were an alien, Byron Bay would be at the top of my intergalactic travel list. Oh, but it doesn't stop there. Byron Bay has its own self-proclaimed Asex Shaman. This person offers something called therapeutic sessions for asexual healing. Now, I know what you're thinking. What does that even mean? Well, apparently, it's all about connecting with your energy and unlocking some kind of deeper spiritual self. It's controversial to say the least, but it's a big deal in Byron Bay. People will actually line up for these sessions. It's like yoga on steroids, but with way more candles and incense. Now, if you're not already scratching your head, let's talk about the nude beach protests. Byron Bay is home to some beautiful beaches, and one of them has been a haven for naturists. That's a fancy word for people who like being naked, but recently, authorities decided to close the beach to nudists, and the naturists are not having it. These folks have been organizing protests, marching around, fully clothed ironically, with signs demanding their right to enjoy the beach in their birthday suits. It's a passionate fight for freedom, and honestly, you've got to respect their dedication. Speaking of dedication, let's move on to the crystal chargers. Now, crystals are a big deal in Byron Bay. People believe they have healing powers and can store energy. So, it's not unusual to see folks on the beach holding up their crystals to the sun or moon, charging them with good vibes. It's like plugging your phone into a charger, but way more spiritual. There is no scientific evidence that this does anything, but hey, it makes people happy, and who am I to argue with a little positivity? But wait, there is more. Byron Bay is also home to vortex energy tours. These are guided trips where you're supposed to feel the natural energy of the earth. The tour guides claim Byron Bay is a hotspot for energy fields that can heal your body and mind. They'll take you to specific spots where you're supposed to feel a buzz or a tingling sensation. Is it real? Who knows, but people swear by it, and the tours are always booked. Oh, and let's not forget about the psychic pet healers. That's right, if your dog's feeling down or your cat's acting strange, there are people in Byron Bay who claim they can communicate with your pets and figure out what's wrong. They'll wave their hands around, maybe use a crystal or two, and tell you that your pet needs more energetic alignment. It's wild, but pet owners swear it works. And then there is the alien communication workshops. Because just spotting a UFO isn't enough for some people. They want to talk to the aliens. These workshops teach you how to meditate and tune in to extraterrestrial frequencies. It's like a DIY guide to making alien pen pals. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but the people running these workshops are fully convinced. They have had conversations with beings from other planets. Now, one of my personal favorites has to be the rainbow drum circles. Every week, a group of people gathers, dressed in all the colors of the rainbow, to drum, dance, and just let loose. It's like a music festival, but it happens every week and everyone's invited. The goal is to connect with each other and the earth through rhythm. It's wholesome, it's joyful, and honestly, it's kind of beautiful. So, why does Byron Bay have so much weird stuff going on? Well, part of it is the culture. Byron Bay has always attracted people looking for something different, a more spiritual alternative way of life. It's a place where creativity and self-expression are celebrated, no matter how unusual they might seem, and because of that, it's become a hub for some of the most unique and, let's be honest, bizarre events and practices you'll find anywhere. If you think that's the end of the weirdness, think again. Byron Bay is also a hotspot for some of the most eccentric lifestyle experiments you can imagine. For instance, there are people here who swear by sun gazing. Yes, that's exactly what it sounds like, staring at the sun. They believe that by soaking in the sun rays directly through their eyes provides some kind of spiritual nourishment. Doctors, of course, strongly advise against this for obvious reasons, but in Byron Bay, it's all about trying things that push the boundaries of normal. Then there is this trend of barefoot living. While walking barefoot might sound normal at a beach in Byron Bay, some people take it to the extreme. They'll walk barefoot everywhere, to the grocery store, to work, even to fancy restaurants. The philosophy here is that being barefoot helps you stay grounded and connected to the earth. Whether it's practical or not, it's a lifestyle choice that plenty of locals embrace. Another quirky aspect of Byron Bay is its obsession with raw water. Some people here believe that untreated, natural spring water is the purest and the healthiest option, even better than filtered or bottled water. It's become a trend to collect water directly from springs, with people claiming it's filled with minerals and energy that are lost in processed water. Of course, health experts warn about the risks of drinking untreated water, but in Byron Bay, it's all about living naturally. And let's not overlook the creative side of Byron Bay. The town is full of artists, musicians, and performers who are always coming up with new and unusual ways to express themselves. Street performers are a daily occurrence, ranging from fire dancing to people dressed as mystical creatures, playing instruments you've never seen before. It's like living in a never-ending festival where creativity is always on display. One of the most unforgettable events in Byron Bay is the annual Cosmic Consciousness Festival. This is a gathering of people from all over the world who come to explore spiritually, alternative healing, and a higher status of consciousness. The festival includes everything from sound healing workshops to plant medicine ceremonies, and it's the ultimate expression of Byron Bay's unique vibe. It's a place where you're just as likely to meet someone claiming to be a reincarnated Egyptian priest as you're to meet a local surfing legend. Even Byron Bay's wildlife seems to fit into the town's quirky personality. It's not unusual to hear stories of dolphins playfully interacting with surfers, or of kangaroos lounging on the beach like they're on a holiday. The connection between humans and nature here feels almost magical, like something out of a fairy tale. But here's the thing, all of this weirdness is what makes Byron Bay special. It's a place where people can be themselves, no matter how quirky or unconventional. And in a world that often feels too serious, places like Byron Bay remind us to embrace the strange and have a little fun. So there you have it, a whirlwind tour of Byron Bay, the unofficial capital of weird. Whether it's aliens, Asex Shamans, or crystal charging, there is never a dull moment in this little Aussie town, and honestly, I think we could all use a little more Byron Bay in our lives. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments which of these stories blew your mind the most, or if you've ever been to Byron Bay and have your own weird story. I want to hear about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more bizarre tales from around the world. See you next time. Peace.